Hello and welcome back to another video. This time we're going to look at my top 10 wish list for a limited run in 2024. Some people like them, some people hate them. Some of the games are top tier, some of the games not so top tier. But I didn't really get into them until Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, which was March 15th, 2019. So, here are a list of some of the games I would like them to bring back because they were never released on Switch or on PS5, which they started doing. And if you are a limited run fan, then you know that Shantae has been released at least 3 times because they did release it on PS4 and on, well, all 5 of them on PS4 and then Switch and then again on PS5. So I'm hoping they can do the same with some of these. And so without further ado, this is Wikipedia. You can check a list of their games here. You can also sort them by title, the limited run number, as my notes go flying, developers, genre, standard edition release dates, and there's reference notes. But yeah, we're not going to actually have a look at that. What we are going to do is, boom, go to our honorable mention here. We've got a fighting game, Skullgirls Second Encore, and wasn't quite sure if this was going to make the list, so I just threw it on as an alternate. Where the heck are you? So yeah, it was released for the, or they put the orders up, I guess, for PS4 and Vita on October 31st, 2016. So that was well before the PlayStation 5 and even before they started on the Switch. So they could re-release it on the Switch and they could port it over to the PS5 and then I'd consider getting one of those. So that would be cool. But let's see. Moving on to number 10. We're starting off with Spelunky. Now, this is not for me so much as it is for my friends at Game Night because they love the game. I think the controls absolutely suck. But yeah, Spelunky was released on February 8th, 2019. So again, before that magic date that I started checking their website. But it was only released on PS4 and Vita. So that being said, they could release it on Switch. They could release it on PS5. I'm sure it would make my friends happy, and I'd be happy to get it for them. So that's number 10, Spelunky. Number 9, something I would like to get off of my RPG PS3. And I think there were a couple of physical releases elsewhere. But number 9 would be Rainbow Moon. Yeah, I don't have any notes because I guess it was an alternate. So we will be using this after all. Title, sort. That should be alphabetical. Zoom. And you can see there's tons of games here. We need to do a faster zoom. B, G, R. Not quite there. I saw Panzer Paladin real quick, which I did get. And it actually made my Game of the Year list at one point. Okay, there it is. Rainbow Moon. 15 on the Vita, 16 on the PS4. That was August 19th, 2016. Yeah, so that was a heck of a long time ago. I'm not sure if it's on Switch, but if it's on PS4, then surely they could release it on PS5. Yeah, so that's Rainbow Moon. Again, it'd be interesting to migrate it off of the hard drive because I do have a digital only. I'm not sure if it was PlayStation Plus or if I bought it on discount from that, but that's where it is. And now you know where I'd like to have it. Let's see. That was number 9. Number 8. Curses and Chaos. Okay. So this was released on the Vita and PS4 on February 3rd, 2017. So again, before the magic date. And yeah, I think most of these were 20. Well, prior to that. But yeah, I guess it's a one-screen arena brawler. Looks all right. Wouldn't mind playing that with some friends. So that's number 8. Number 7. Now you've got Tetris Effect. So you can see the Z piece in red, which I did pick up. You can see the L piece. No. The heck is it? That's the J piece in blue, which I also picked up. And then you can see the green piece, the S piece for Xbox, which I did not pick up. And then, originally when I wrote this list, I was hoping for a white line bar for PS5. But, like an RKO, out of nowhere, they dropped this. The Collector's Edition PS5 line bar, light blue. So I was thinking about that. What? No, don't go to the website, you goofball. You try to zoom in on a picture and you get burned. Okay, so there we go. Alright, so again, there's the Z piece, nice and large. There's the S piece, a little bit larger for you. And I don't even see the J piece. Well, there's all 3 of them together, apparently. Okay, so yeah. My point was they released the line bar. So it's like, well, do I want it or not? And I was gifted it for Christmas. So what I want is, and there's no more systems, unfortunately, unless they do some sort of retro packaging for other systems, as they do NES games from time to time. So NES Tetris would be nice, but we need a T piece, we need an L piece, we need, yeah, because there's 4, we need one more. We need the square piece, and then I need to buy the Xbox One somehow. I guess eBay or Amazon or Yahoo Auctions, whatever. But if they release those 3, then I can get that one. We'll get a complete set of Tetraminos here. So that's what I'm hoping we have. It won't be Tetris Effect, but we'll have a complete set of 7. And apparently those are the traditional colors for the pieces there. So that would be awesome. And that would be, what, 10, 9, 8, my number 7 here on my wish list for Limited Run 2024. And we've got number 6, boom, the House in Fata Morgana, which I'm not even really sure what it is. What are you? Video game. Yes, very helpful. Is it a visual novel? Yes, it's a visual novel. Okay. So you can see some of the graphics there. Pretty cool. It was released on Vita and PS4 May 31st, 2019. Okay, so this is after the magic date. And also on Switch, March 26th, 2021. So this is a bit of a long shot, but it has not been released on PS5 yet. So if they came out with that, I would gladly pick it up and get in on House of Fata Morgana there as my number 6 request here for a limited run this year. Moving on to number 5, and I was eyeballing this. What the heck was that? There was a copy for $130 for the PS4 on Amazon, but that was sold out, and I didn't want to spend that much money anyway. regardless of how weak the yen is. So that would be even more expensive. But this is Shadow Complex Remastered. That would be my number 5 game. It was released on PS4 August 19th, 2016. So, yeah. I mean, it's supposed to be a 2D style action exploration game. So, I guess most people would call that a Metroidvania. But it looks pretty cool. And yeah, I would really like to get my hands on that if possible. So that would be my number 5 request for Limited Run 2024 to bring back here. Then what do we got? Number 4, and I'm not sure how they did this because Dragon Fantasy: The Black Tome of Ice is, or it might be the 3rd game in the series. I'm not quite sure. It was released September 16th, 2016 on PS4 and Vita. And then you can see some of those there. Then you also have, where is just regular Dragon Fantasy 1 and 2. Or the Volumes of Westeros, I believe it was, which was April 5th, 2019 on PS4 and Vita. So what I would like is to see all 3 of those, if those are 3 different games, on the PS5. Those are also owned digitally on my PS3, RPG PS3. So I'd like to get them off there. They were cute, they were funny, and they played and looked just like your 8-bit Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest games, and then your 16-bit Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest games. So, Dragon Fantasy 1 and 2 and the Black Tome of Ice would be my number 3. Yeah, my number 4 requested game from Limited Run this year. Yeah. And number 3, you know I couldn't do a list without doing some sort of shooter. And in this case, it is the very high quality Asta Breed, which was about February 2017. So ages ago. And in fact, I'm not even sure. I think that was before Switch, so that would probably be PS4. Let's check the magic list just to be safe. Asta Breed. Overshot by 1, I think. There it is. So yeah, PlayStation 4, March 31st, 2017. Wow, ages ago. So, yep, I would like to get my hands on this. If they could release it on PlayStation 5, that would be great. Let's get a look at the graphics here. Again, fantastic shooter. Can't go wrong. I could use some more modern shooters, so that would be a great addition to the collection. Yeah, Asta Breed, my number 3 game here for 2024 Limited Run Kieros. Then, I know I talk about this all the time, and I will be talking about it until the end of time, until Konami gets the let out and releases, boom, a Gradius collection for the PS4. The Arcade Anniversary Collection is okay. All the games on it are great, but it's only the arcade version of Gradius and only the arcade version of Gradius 2. So what we need, Konami, and help us out here, Limited Run, we need the arcade version of Gradius, the NES version of Gradius, the PC Engine version of Gradius, the arcade version of Gradius 2, the NES version of Gradius 2, even though it doesn't look nearly as good, the PC Engine version of Gradius 2, okay, Gradius 3 arcade, which is also on the PS2, Gradius 3, Super Famicom, Super Nintendo. Gradius 4. And I don't know if the arcade and the PS2 port were different. But if they are different, then that's another game to add. But we're currently at 9. We need PS5. PS5. We need Gradius 5 for the PS2. And we need Gradius Gaiden. And that's 11 games. Not to mention Nemesis and the other games that were on the Game Boy. So that's at least 12 games they could put on there. And yeah, then hopefully make some money with that and finally release Gradius 6 at some point. But yeah, Gradius Collection is only my number 2, surprisingly, because there's one more game that I want to highlight. But yep, Gradius Collection is my number 2 most wanted game from Limited Run 2024. And surprisingly, number 1, which also made a Game of the Year list at some point. I'm thinking 2021, but boom, The Messenger. And we're actually on the proper website because the game is awesome. But I mean, look at the artwork. I've talked about it before. The game is fantastic. You start off and it looks like 8-bit, and then something happens and it turns to 16-bit, and you can go in between them to solve all the stuff. So yeah, it's just fantastic. Fan art speedrun. Picnic Panic, free DLC. Wow. So yeah, I mean, I played it on the PS4. When was it released? This was ever so slightly. This says PS4 March 19th, 2019. That doesn't make sense, because the Switch version was August 30th, 2018. So, again, well, 4 days after Bloodstained, but before my time with Limited Run. And I think it would do very nicely on my shelf in the version of a PS5. If not, I will probably eventually track down a Switch or PS4 copy. But yeah, The Messenger is my number 1 Limited Run game wanted for 2024 here. Let me know, one, if you're a fan of Limited Run or not, reasons why, and if you are, then what games you'd like to see this year from them. And yeah, let's keep the discussion and gaming going. So thanks as always for watching, and until next time, keep dancing.